is Wayne Johnson. And then we're going to hear from R.A. Fontes. Good morning. Good morning, Wayne.
I've never appeared before you guys before, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak today. I wrote this last night, and I ran it by my wife, and she timed me out at about 6 minutes. So I hope you'll indulge me, because I haven't. I'll try to do it faster than that. Anyway, here goes. My name is Wayne Johnson. I am retired from a retired bus driver and trainer. I was hired at age 22 as a full-time operator of trolley buses back in 1952. There were no part-time operators hired in those days. No one even considered going to work for only 20 hours a week if they had a family. They could not afford to do so. It was not conceivable to do so and to make ends meet. It is a fact that a man or woman with a family going to work full-time makes the most dedicated and dependable of employees. Our wages and benefits then were comparable to firemen, policemen, and to mailmen. My starting wage in 1952 was $1.78 per hour. Ours was a highly respected profession. We had good discipline and we had strict rules of conduct. We knew the rules when we were hired and we obeyed them without question. Everyone in management within our company started out as bus drivers, as union members, and knew transportation from the ground up. Portland had a great system in 1952. We had a citywide system of both electrical and diesel and gas-powered buses at that time. Almost everyone rode the buses in 1952. Ridership was very heavy throughout our city, even on Sundays and even at night. Buses, even on Sundays, were not more than 20 minutes apart. Many busy lines had services frequently as 10 minutes and closer in the rush hours. We even had service on many lines all through the nighttime hours. The system was viable, dependable, and very economical to use. The cost of riding a bus then was 3 rides for a quarter and $1.25 for a monthly pass. It was clean, dependable transportation, and the price was so low to use that everyone used their cars mostly for vacations or weekend use. It was frequent service, and it was economically priced. It was a recipe for success, and a success it most surely was. It worked, and it worked great. Then came Rose City Transit, owned by a man named Bowen, whose home was in San Francisco. He was a disaster for our city. He was a wealthy man, a hard bargainer, and it came down to the wire at negotiation times with our union many times, kind of like now. Mr. Bowen had a way of operation similar to what we have seen lately at Trimet. He made a hard bargain with our union, and we settled for a few pennies to avoid going on strike. Then Mr. Bowen raised fares, cut service, and ended up making a great deal of money as a result of his poor management, while Portland was the big loser. His only interest was in making money. He drove a great transportation system into the ground. By the time Trimet was formed, the fleet of buses in Portland was far beyond being worn out. They were dangerous to ride in. I was scared to drive the buses because of the condition that they were in, literally. Finally, and at last, our union and the state of Oregon, in cooperation, formed what we now know as Trimet. New equipment was purchased and things looked up at first. At first, we were a genuine family, our union and our Trimet. Things were looking rosy for the City of Roses. We were able to get funding and tax measures to support our needed and vital transportation services in our area. We, our local 757 of the Amalgamated Transit Union and Trimet, worked together and made many good things happen. Now look at the situation that we have today. Trimet points the finger at the union and says that we are the problem. It is like mom and the kids pointing at dad and saying that dad is the problem. Remember, dad started the family and is a vital part of it. We need to be a family once again if we are to be great once again. Trimet management has made some very costly mistakes in the way it has apportioned its money resources. Light rail has become the darling, while buses are the outcasts. The bottom line is that Trimet and our union cannot be at odds and make ourselves look selfish and undeserving as a transportation company and a union. We need each other to survive and prosper and to bring the same to our beloved city of Portland. If we are united, we will stand, and Portland will benefit mightily. Together we can pass bond measures, but as long as we are divided, the bond measures are sure to fail, as they just did. If we decide today to be a family once again and to honor and respect each other, instead of blame being pointed at our union, we will all be the better off for it. Trimet needs happy union members, and our union needs Trimet to build a relationship with Portland that includes our union to make everything work as it once did when Trimet first began. And may I add, before part-time hiring began around 1976. Part-time hiring severely limits the ability of Trimet to hire dedicated family members as employees. And finally, my wife and I depend on Trimet to honor the commitments and the agreement it has made with my transit union for my pension and my health benefits also. I and others like myself chose many times during the past years to bargain for better family protection through health benefits rather than hourly gains in wages. I have earned and deserve these benefits. Our Trimet union employees should not become scapegoats for the results of bad management decisions. Let us have a new beginning together. I end with the plea to our board members to work as a family with our union for Portland's benefit and not to continue to be at odds with each other in front of the public, many of whom would be happy to just have their cars and the rest of the people walk or ride their bikes. The fellow behind the wheel of his car does not care about anyone else but himself until his car breaks down and he needs to ride the bus. It is up to us as a family to do what is right for Portland. Fighting each other is a huge mistake. We have to have the support of Portlanders, and first we must have their respect, and secondly we must work together toward those ends. One quick thing to add. I was looking over my tax statement, and it included the part of my taxes that go for Trimet. It is so little, and yet I can walk out my door if I'm up to an age now where I can still drive, but I rode Max down, it's great. And the time is going to come, maybe I can't drive. It's going to be so nice to be able to go out and have a bus or a train there. But and it costs so little. This bond measure that we asked for was, if we'd worked together, we would have had it, and we wouldn't be in this squabble about money and so on right now. Okay. Thank you very, very much. Yes. I appreciate all you guys.
We do.